Meet the Bennington family. Jane Harris and her partner Martin live in Burnley with their 2 kids, Sasha, aged 9, and Max, who's 6. Meet the Bridens. Jane and her husband Bill live on the remote Scottish island of Lewis with their 2 sons, Isaac, who's 12, and Jacob, aged 10. The 2 women have agreed to swap homes, husbands and children for 2 weeks to find out what they can learn about themselves and each other. How do you react when you find out a 9-year-old's allowed alcohol?
What?
What's going to be the next thing?
You asked me
What's going to be the next thing?
I had alcohol when I was a kid. My parents didn't know I got hold of it. It didn't do me any harm.
What if your new husband isn't up for a laugh?
You're so far beyond your years, you might as well be a corpse. Why don't you just stick a broom up your ass and have a good time?
Read that.
And what do you do when your daughter's trying to tell you something important?
I feel upset. Please could you spend more time with me? Didn't know she actually felt that way. I thought she was okay with it. So I have to try and put it right.
Jane Harris loves being the centre of attention.
I think when you've actually got a figure that you're proud of, you flaunt it to anyone and everyone that wants to see it at the end of the day.
And she wants her daughter to grow up to be as glamorous as she is.
We can wear your pink boots like mine with them, can't we? I like making sure her hair's done nice and she looks nice and we look good when we're going out. Very trendy, just like me. Friends would be jealous, wouldn't they?
And while Jane's spending hours with Sasha perfecting her looks, she's less keen on spending time with her son.
Our family's basically divided up. Martin has his child and I have mine.
Their divided parenting even goes as far as the family budget.
It really is one child each.
Yeah.
To the extent that I pay for everything for Max, Jane pays for everything for Sasha.
At least girls, you can take to hairdressers, you can do the nails, you can do the makeup and you can make them look pretty, but, you know, boys, what on earth do they do?
Jane's part-time supermarket job means that she can spend her time shopping, and Jane likes everything she buys to have a particular theme.
Pink and fluffy. I love everything pink. Pink and fluffy is just the best. We've got pink and fluffy cushions, pink fluffy coats.
Max and myself hate pink.
Jane's even bought a pink limousine. Although Martin might hold down a responsible job as a building site manager, nothing he does pleases Jane.
Just be watermarks everywhere.
Everything that I do, she seems to think is wrong.
There were still water stains on it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the boss in the house and basically whatever I say does go.
It's easier for me to just let Jane think she's winning everything, because that way she's happier.
And at weekends, what makes Jane happy is to have a house full of people.
It's important to have lots of friends, because when it's popular as me, it's just great. I'd say that our life is mainly getting pissed, having a great laugh and just doing silly things.
18 months ago, the Bridens escaped from the stress of modern life by moving to the remote Scottish island of Lewis.
Peace and quiet is what we really like. It's desolate and isolated and it's just wonderfully peaceful.
We moved to get away from materialism and the fact that you were always competing to have, you know, the newest car in your driveway and trying to live this almost magazine lifestyle.
Bill and Jane both have low-paid caring jobs, but money's not important to them.
We're living in a throwaway society. Nobody has a concept of mending. You know, nobody can see that they've been mended, and if they do, well, so what? I'm not worried about what people think because I'm wearing mended trousers.
The Bridens hope that by moving their children onto the island, they will come to love the simple life.
It's a great place for the kids to grow up. You know, you've seen it outside the windows a mountain range, and what better place for children to grow up, especially 2 boys.
I like getting dirty and rolling around in peat bogs because it's fun.
In the Bryden house, food is simple and fresh. The nearest takeaway is 30 miles away.
Plastic food for plastic people, that's what we think of takeaways and ready-packed meals. We'd much rather give the boys proper meat and 2 veg.
Is there anything that anybody wants to talk about today?
The Bridens believe in harsh but fair parenting, where the boys do their share of the chores.
99.9% of life is boring, mate. But the jobs still need to be done.
Dad is very strict.
Take away what you like doing and you perhaps will modify your behaviour. Sometimes you just have to be the grown-up and say, sorry, no, that needs to be done and it needs to be done in this way and it needs to be done now.
It'd be good if he took time to listen to us and didn't just go thinking he was always right.
Since coming to the island, Bill and Jane haven't made any friends. They prefer to spend time with each other.
We would be more than happy just to wander off onto the hills and just spend the entire day, week, whatever, together.
Hang on, give me a hand. We get everything we need from each other and from being together, so we don't really look to having a social network.
Jane's aware that the isolation of island life is starting to affect her confidence.
I used to be much more outgoing, and I didn't really worry too much about walking into a crowded room or giving a presentation. Now that really worries me because I don't mix with people as much as I used to.
But for Bill, island life is still a dream come true.
No regrets at all for me.
It's the day of the swap and the two wives are preparing to leave.
I've got my extremely comfy leather shoes.
That's going to go with my pink skirt and my pink shoes.
The wives are leaving home for 2 weeks and have agreed to have no contact with their husbands during that time.
You forget just what the mainland's like until you come back, and then suddenly you realise why you left.
There's actually nothing out there. There's not even a house, there's nothing.
Before they meet their new families, the wives have a chance to explore their new homes.
Oh my goodness. Somebody's got a pink fetish going on.
We're in the army now. Hey! I'm not doing anything dirty though. There's no chance I'm getting muddy.
My goodness, that's not her, is it? She's a beautiful looking woman, but my goodness.
Kids nowadays do not dress like this. It's awful. It needs binning. They're jumbo cell rejects.
This is an incredibly feminine room. You wouldn't even think the husband existed, does he?
It's really quiet. It's dead. It's absolutely dead.
Each wife has written a manual as a guide to the running of their homes.
Women are alive to look good and be feminine. She'll love my house then.
We want our children to learn that money can't buy the important things in life. It shouldn't just be about want. What's wrong with want? Get.
We split the parenting. It's like we have a child each. Why would you want to split your kids off? They're like little possessions, aren't they? You can have that one and I'm having this one.
One of our family sayings is, takeaways are plastic food for plastic people. Yes, that's so me. We don't eat them very often. They're full of crap. No, they're not.
I live to socialise, so this is a party house. The social bit does scare me a bit, yeah, because I don't socialise. I'm fairly quiet.
It's finally time for the two Janes to meet their new families.
Really nervous.
Yay!
Hiya! Hiya. You must be Max?
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you. And you must be Sasha. Hiya. And you're Martin. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hiya. You okay?
Yeah, thanks. That's Isaac.
You're Isaac.
That's Jacob. Bit of a shock.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was coming here at all.
A bit wild, isn't it?
It's cold. It's freezing.
Oh, well, we'll sort that in a minute, don't worry.
Absolutely freezing.
But it turns out that getting the house warm is Jane's first job.
Oh my God. She always get this filthy.
I don't think she was prepared for coming up here, wherever she's come from.
It was disgusting. It was filthy. It was manky. It was like black. I think my nails are getting wrecked.
She's a bit of a wuss, yeah. Not suited to places like this.
In Burnley, Jane is trying to get the kids to bed, but Martin's style of parenting is very different from her own.
First of all, Max was going to have a bath and Martin was going to go out and fetch the takeaway.
Can you go and get your stuff all ready about?
Hello, I'm over you.
How are you?
Then Martin changed his mind. Is Max coming with you or is he coming straight in the bath? Yeah. Then he said, OK, just run the bath and you can have it when he gets back. So do you want me to bath him as soon as you get back before he eats, or do you like him to eat first?
Actually, no, it's probably better if we eat first.
I don't know whether I'm coming or going at the moment.
Max!
The rest of the evening, it just looks as though it's going to bring more chaos.
All right, put them on.
I'm not doing it.
I'm dreading it because I like to know what's happening and when it's happening. You're his dad. Do you not kind of like make the rules here, not him.
I do make the rules, but I also want an easy life.
On the island, Jane's missing the noise and bustle of life at home.
So what do you normally do now then?
We don't tend to do an awful lot.
No.
It's a very relaxed lifestyle, really. No, we're not out and about all over the place, mainly because there's not a lot to do anyway. I think you'll fall into the way of the island life probably quicker than you think you will, simply because you can't do anything else anyway. The nearest town's 40 miles away.
I think I'm going to hate every minute of it. God, my family don't know what hell I'm going through. I so hope they're giving help back. Oh, it's just awful. It really, you have to be here to acknowledge how shit it is. It's not even funny. It's hell.
It's day 2 of the swap. Jane's endured her first night on the island of Lewis.
If you sweep into the fire rather than out of the fire.
Her mood isn't improved by having to do the housework under Bill's strict supervision.
Is this the best mop we've got?
It's a mop, so
I know it's a mop, but you know.
it doesn't. You know, it's in good condition. The person behind the mop that is important, not the mop.
Am I not doing it right or something?
If you try and wring the mop out just a little bit more.
If you speak to me in a patronising manner once more, I'm going to shove this up your arse.
I'm
basically.
sorry, I wasn't aware I was. It's just the way I speak. I don't mean to be patronising.
I am mopping. I know how to mop.
I'm not.
I'm a grown woman.
It's a 2-minute job. How difficult can it be?
I'm going to snap soon because I only take so much. And it's testing me now.
In Burnley, Jane's trying to settle into her new beauty regime.
Would you like a glass of wine while you're having your hair done? Jane usually has a glass of wine with her.
What, this time in the morning?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Looking round at my little world, never thought things could get so hard.
It's going to be a bling bling design.
Bling bling.
Bling bling.
What's that mean?
Bit of glitz on there. That's fashion.
This is fashion.
This is fashion.
Fashion where I live is a boiler suit and wellies. That's just for women. £35. That's just crazy. And if you think about it, £35 would probably stop a child in a third world country from dying. So. I'm sorry.
Miles away from the nearest takeaway, it's Jane's first taste of the simple, fresh food Bill likes to serve up.
The green bits are peas, and the flat green bits is a leek. Leeks are very good for you.
Are they? Oh. Do you have crisps at all then?
Nope.
Well, we allow them to have crisps every now and again.
Every now and again, like
Parties, Christmas, New Year.
It's
not fair.
You know the reasons why we don't want you to have that. So
If I said my kids couldn't have crisps, they'd be absolutely mental at me. They're the only ones obviously in the school that don't have crisps because their parents are weird. So I think they need a bit of normality in their lives and a bit of like back to reality.
In Burnley, Sasha's having friends to sleep over, but the house is in a mess.
I've spent all day faffing about being pampered, and I could have had this done while the kids have been at school all day.
And now Jane, who's got 2 boys, has to entertain a group of girls for the first time in her life.
So is this set down? You just sort of dive into the snacks now, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want some?
No, not really. I'm not used to loads and loads of junk food.
Having demolished the party snacks, the girls move on to party drinks.
Please, can we have some Wicked, please?
Some Wicked. It's alcohol.
It's that red stuff.
You can have a little bit of that, you don't have much.
Okay. We put a lemonade up to there.
Sasha, do you drink quite a lot of booze?
And on the New Year's Eve party.
What happened on the New Year's Eve party?
I got sneaking booze.
Sneaking away?
No, I weren't sneaking. My dad let us. What?
I find that unbelievable. How can you let a 9-year-old girl get drunk? It's really worrying because if they're like that now, what the hell are they going to be like? Well, if they get to adulthood, because they could have poisoned themselves before they even get there.
Oh my God, that is just so zero.
I'm hearing Sasha and her friends talking about when Sasha got drunk on New Year's Eve. And Mum and Dad were too slaughtered themselves to notice that she was stealing booze.
It made her ill. I can't see her doing it again.
And what did you do about it?
I told her off for it. But
And that was
she
it?
Was ill. Yeah, she was ill. She paid her price because she was ill for the whole day.
But you think that's okay?
No, it's not
For
okay.
a 9-year-old
If it was
who's got
okay, I would then say, here, Sasha, have some more alcohol. Have some more. Go on, keep going. Get drunk again.
Still there. She can do that again
And
anytime
she
she
hasn't.
likes. What's
Okay?
going to be the
I never
next
said it was okay.
thing?
You asked me if I was worried
What's
about
going to be the next thing?
I'm not
Oh,
worried
it's
about
okay.
it.
Sasha got hold of some really hard drugs. It's okay. She's dead now, but she's never going to do it again, is she? That really
not,
frightens me.
It doesn't worry me because I don't think she'll do it again. And
But
she
you
was
don't
ill.
think.
Okay? She was ill, and I don't think she's going to do it again, and I'm not worried about it. Who are you to tell me how to have my kids? I think it's wrong for kids to drink alcohol. I do think it's wrong, but I'm not worried about it.
But if you think it's wrong, why don't you stop it?
I had alcohol when I was a kid. My
But-
parents didn't know I got
but
all
you-
of it.
I
It didn't do
can't-
me any harm.
On the Isle of Lewis, Bill's brought the family on one of his favourite 6-mile hikes.
Where to walk across this sort of ground, you can see where the tufts of heather are. You need to be walking on those because they're a lot drier than the bits in between, and there's less chance of you going into a hole.
A hole?
Where it dips down and you sink in.
You know, we go around another hour and a half and it's just absolute bollocks. It really is. It's pure shite. It's just sheep droppings and shit and water and dirt. How can people live like this?
In Burnley, Jane's come to work at the supermarket.
I just can't believe how much actual stuff there is to choose from. It's just another blatant example of consumerism gone mad, where we're just so obsessed as a society to spend, spend, spend.
Halfway through the hike, and Bill's gone to check if they'll be able to cross the river.
Jacob, you enjoying this then, love?
Yeah.
Great.
I prefer the city more.
Yeah.
But there's some things
It's
about the country I like.
Yeah, yeah. Every now and then it's great to be out in the countryside, isn't it? But not every day. And I think I prefer to be bowling with my mates. Charles just actually said to me that he does prefer it back on the mainland, and there's so much to do. He don't have a clue about his kids. Not one clue.
It's running too high with the snow, so we've got an option. We can go follow the stream up a bit to see if we can get across it, or we head back up and just do a return route of the way we've come. This is the halfway point, so it doesn't make much difference. It's all part of the adventure of being out in the great outdoors. You know, this is what we like doing.
I hate it.
Come, boys.
After the walk, Jane's determined to find out whether the boys want to come and live on the island.
He's saying basically that he does miss mainland and that he would prefer living there too.
I'm sure he would. Yeah, we were aware of that before we moved, and we're still aware of it now. But we were not going to be swayed by whether or not a child was having a hissy fit and say, "I don't want to come." Sorry, you're the child. We're the grown-ups. Decision made.
So they don't get a choice in anything, really, then?
As much as the child gets a choice or a decision, they had it. But the ultimate decision was taken by us because we believe we're the responsible people to make the decision, whether they like it or not.
They put their life before their kids. As long as they're happy, I think their kids come second in their life.
In Burnley, Martin and Jane are due to go out for dinner, and he's booked their normal babysitter to look after the kids.
Chloe said you were 13.
I am.
But you babysit. Oh gosh, that's right. I wouldn't leave my kids with somebody who's only 13. I'm not going to go out for a meal.
No, you're not going to go out because you're not
when
playing
I'm
ball.
exhausted.
Well, put it this way, we're going for a meal, OK?
And I haven't been
You're
able...
You're not
no,
doing...
I'm sorry.
You're not doing the
I've
rules.
just found out the babysitter is 13. I am
13?
not...
Yes, you're 13, yeah.
I'm not leaving kids with a 13-year-old.
Well, guess what? I am, and that's the way we do
Well, you
things,
go then, but
okay?
I'm not...
So you're not... The idea is that you lead
No,
Jane's
I'm sorry.
life, and you work by our rules until such time as you change them, right?
Don't
I
tell
am
me.
absolutely at the end of my tether with this shit,
What
OK?
do you think I am? Will you
Well,
stop swearing at me?
No, I'm not going to stop swearing.
Can I just
Don't patronise
say,
me, please.
this
I'm not a
crap-
child. I am not your
Well, stop
responsibility. so
behaving
don't
like
patronise
one
me.
then.
I'm fed up. And the reason I'm fed up is because I've pissed myself off by letting some woman who hasn't got a clue who I am, some complete stranger, think she's going to control me and patronise me.
But Jane refused to back down, And in the end, Martin took the whole family out for dinner, including the babysitter. On the Isle of Lewis, Jane has found a solution to the problem she's been facing all week.
There's another little heater, so I thought I'd just stick that on and be back to normal for a little while. I don't think they know, so if they know, they're probably going to go mental at me, but I ain't going to be cold for anyone.
Jane? Hiya. You've had the heating on?
Yeah, all night. I was freezing.
We did sort of have a discussion about
We had a discussion, you told me to put another duvet on, and I'm not putting another duvet on. I'm a woman and I need to be warm.
That surely should be a discussion that we have together, not just for you to arbitrarily come in and disregard.
As a female, I should be able to put the heating on.
It's nothing to do with that being a female. It's about having respect.
It is.
It's not that cold here.
It must have been cold last night, so I put it on, because I didn't put it on the night before.
It's not about the money. It's not about...
Well, if it's not about the money, then you can obviously afford it. So what is the goddamn point in arguing to me about the heating?
Please don't swear at me. It's just... you're just making...
Oh, you're annoying me. I was freezing last night. I'm pissed off. I'm tired. And I've had to get up in the middle of the night to get warm.
You're saying I treat you like a child.
You are treating me like a child.
Don't behave
you talk to me like you talk to the boys.
Don't behave like one and carry out a sensible... A sensible, mature conversation without resorting to profanities.
Oh, sorry, because I'm such a child. Oh, it's finished because you want to walk off,
You're repeating the same things we've done and done and done.
Yeah, because you think you're in the right and you're so far not in the right.
In your opinion, and we can't argue over that.
In my opinion, everyone else is.
This is silly.
Shut up.
This is very, very silly.
Stupid twat.
Just to come in and totally disregard what we've said and turn the heating on. And then when we have another further discussion about it, just say she's going to do what she likes. We can't function like that. It's not the way the house runs.
It's all survival. You put on more coats, you put on more tops, and if you're hot, you take one off. It's 21st century, for God's sake. You don't live like putting as much on as you can and then taking one off every time you get a degree warmer. It's absolutely pathetic, and it ain't gonna happen.
In Burnley, Jane's struggling with the way in which the childcare is divided between the parents.
It's just a bizarre experience to see how people parent like that, how they've separated themselves off. It's like they're all living separate lives. Martin deals with Max and only Jane deals with Sasha.
Dad, what's 4 times 6?
I'm not really sure if Martin and Sasha interact with each other, certainly not in any positive way.
On the day before rule change, Jane's already making the house her own. She's had enough of the smell of wet dog.
Just to warn you that my dad will probably go a bit berserk.
You don't need to warn me, because, to be honest, he doesn't stand a chance with me. Not a chance in hell, so you don't need to warn me.
There's air freshener everywhere. And it's the really expensive stuff as well.
I'm tired of fighting, Zach. It's quite obvious. She has no understanding of the way we live our life.
Bloody reeks in there.
Yeah, well, there's no need for you to use language either, is there?
Breathe in there.
Because I decided that the house was like sweat dogs, and we did up bedding. Yeah. I decided that I'd just get a couple of little smelly things.
That's fine, not a problem. I'm not going to make an issue of it because I don't want it in my life. It's one of the reasons we moved away, is so we can live a life of peace without having silly little things all the time piling on top.
I was all ready for a nice argument, and he came in and said, everything's fine. I didn't actually know what to say back to him because I was kind of shocked.
It's Martin's last night in charge, and Jane's worst nightmare is about to come true.
It's party night with your team, people from work, team leaders.
It's ridiculous. Well, I've already done one party this week.
Well, that was a girl sleepover, but yeah.
I can't, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna...
Well, that went well.
I don't like parties. I don't enjoy that amount of social interaction in one go. I'm a fairly quiet person.
Hello.
Hello. Let me guess. Beer? Nicola, you on wine?
I can't cope with all the noise and activity.
Hello, how are you? Hello.
I'm absolutely terrified of meeting people, and it's safer to shut myself away.
And whether Jane will turn up becomes the talk of the party.
She might turn up.
Well, I know,
What do you think? She might turn up. Do you think she will?
It's bedtime.
I'm not a quitter, and if I don't face up to where I'm at now, I never will. I'll just spend the rest of my life running away. Hi. Hi. Yeah, thanks.
Hello,
yeah.
how are you?
Hi, all right. I don't know who I am when I'm not being a mother or a wife. I know what I want to be. I want to be the livelier person that I used to be, who has a good sense of humour and can have fun with other people. I don't know how to be that anymore.
Do you have any ideas of what your rules are going to be yet? Or?
I have, but I'm keeping them to myself.
On the Isle of Lewis, Jane's determined her rules are going to create the conflict she's been waiting for.
I'm just going to bring it to them, give it to them, you know, complete full on, and, you know, like it. You're not going to get a choice, you're going to do it.
It's the day the rules change and both wives are keen to leave their mark.
They're obsessed by alcohol, this family.
This is my contribution to the dogs.
This family need a serious wake-up call before it's too late.
Got plenty of chocolate as well. Some of it's even got peanuts in. Well, that's fruit.
Not in front of the children.
The families are back and it's time for the wives to lay down their new rules.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Don't have to live as if you're just surviving. You need to get out there and have fun. So that's what my rule changes are all about.
You're acting like teenagers and living to party, and it's got to stop. I want to create an environment where adults are adults and children are children.
Bill, you have no mates, so we're going to go out and make some at pubs, clubs. Then on my last night, we're going to have a party at the house.
This house is too divided. So I'm going to be spending a bit more time with you, Max. And Martin, you're going to spend some quality time with Sasha.
Bill, you intimidate these boys and speak over them. From now on, every time I hear you interrupt them, you must shut up immediately.
There's got to be no more takeaways or rubbish food.
From now on, the house is stocked up with sweets and snacks for the kids, and we'll also get takeaways as and when I choose.
Oh my goodness.
They're the same ones that my kids have.
If you see him grow wings and go up there, then it means he's gone to heaven. Are you sure I haven't died or something?
A little concerned about the fun food and drink, because we've always tried to not control what the boys have but monitor. Because we don't have them as a rule, I think it might be kids in a sweetie shop.
Jane wants to show her new family the benefits of routine and home-cooked dinners. But Martin's upset by the new rules.
Right, go and sit over there.
No.
Go and sit on the chair, please, Max.
No.
This Jane seems to think that she can come in and wave a magic wand and put it all exactly as she wants it in her way.
Go and sit on the chair, please, Max.
No.
It might suit her, it won't suit me.
Oh, this is really good, isn't it, Sash?
In the Brien house, Bill is struggling with the prospect of eating a takeaway in the living room and with his children's new freedom of expression.
We don't eat in the living room.
But that's because we've eaten on the sofa with just a tray. This is the actual table itself.
Well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll just not bother saying anything and just let you do exactly what you want.
No, because Dad, this is a table, isn't it? Yeah.
The point is, Zach,
It's got chairs, hasn't it?
Right, well, if you want to eat on the table, we're having a fun time, and the game's finished, then we'll eat on the table. But if it goes on the floor, then you've got to pick it up and eat in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm prepared to have the carpet cleaned.
Fine.
And how are you going to do that, Zach? How are you physically going to do that?
Save up the money out of his pocket money. How do you think?
You're very close to the edge, both of you. I've got to tell you this, OK? You can't just give them freedom of expression and let them mouth off. They don't understand the concept that they've been given.
They're saying valid points. They're not just taking piss out of him. It's like, you know, we want to be normal. We want to have what other people have, and we want to be treated like normal kids. Watch your teeth. Don't knock your teeth out.
While Jane and the boys wait in the house, it's down to Bill to drive to the local takeaway.
I think it's a complete self-indulgent waste of time, waste of energy, waste of diesel. We've got plenty of food in the house. It's a 60-mile round trip to get a curry. You know, nobody in the house likes curry that much.
Once Bill's out, the atmosphere in the house completely changes.
We're having a well good time. The boys are thoroughly enjoying themselves. And we're not wrecking the place.
You know, we clear it up afterwards and have a good laugh in the meantime. It's well good.
As soon as Bill's back, the partying stops.
Neither of them want to have a laugh when you walk in, but when you went here, Zach was on that settee having a laugh like you wouldn't never have believed. Okay?
I believe it.
And no, because when you walked in, he got off that settee and wouldn't have a laugh. He wouldn't let you see him laughing. Minutes before, he was pissing himself laughing.
Don't need to use the language. You don't need to.
What? And
It's
pissing himself laughing is swearing?
It is. Do you not understand that?
No, it's not. That is not swearing.
So what do you classify swearing then?
If I say the F word to you or whatever else,
do you not have
that's
a grasp
swearing.
of language that you can't
But
use?
maybe you should let your kids have a laugh. You intimidate your kids like you've never believed. When you weren't here, you've never seen two boys have such a laugh in your life.
You have to ask who the children are here.
Yeah, you can ask, but it ain't you, is it? Because you're so far beyond your years, you might as well be a corpse.
So, conclusion?
Why don't you just stick a breathe up your ass and have a good time?
I kind of turn off the minute people start using obscene language.
Oh, what, like, you fucking wanker? That one?
That one, yeah, usually. It kind of depicts a low intellect, but we won't go there because you probably won't understand it. And that is why we moved. Because the society that we were bringing them up in was developing into that.
Next morning, Martin's decided to stick to the new rules and spend time with his daughter Sasha.
I'd like to spend a bit more time with my dad because I hardly ever spend any time with my dad.
Thank you.
Don't get to see him that often because he's with Max somewhere.
But Martin's not convinced by the rule change.
Jane has asked me and Sasha to spend time together, but I'm not going to spend time with Sasha if it means I sacrifice my time with Max.
In the Isle of Lewis, Jane's determined to get the family out for the evening.
I'm intrigued as how she thinks I'm going to go out and socialise and make friends. I'm not the sort of person who frequents bars, clubs, and would hang around or socialise with people who do.
Right, are you going to dance in your shoes?
Yeah.
Can you dance in your shoes?
I can dance in stilettos.
Right, here's what we do.
I feel really human. I'm really like me. I'm really like, I'm socialising. I'm like, I'm out in the world. I'm not stuck out next to a mountain. It's just great. It's just brilliant. Yeah, this.
But the boys aren't convinced that Bill can change his ways.
He likes to stay inside that box of safe living, where really he should be stepping out and living a bit on the risky side and getting to know new people.
Maybe she had a valid point that I'm old before my time. It's a grey area that we'd have to look at, but yes, I would like to be able to be sillier than I am.
In Burnley, Martin's not happy about the thought of spending less time with his son.
I don't mind spending more time with Sasha, but I'm not going to do that if it sacrifices the time I spend with Max.
But it's not sacrificing
Yes,
the
it
time
is,
you spend with Max because you'll be spending
what
time
you're
with him
doing-
when you come back.
I'm not sacrificing my time with my son.
Do you know, if you're just going to already start refusing to do things because you don't like it, then what is the point
I'm just
of me
letting you
trying to instigate new rule changes to get you to take a different look at your life? You know, you're the
What's
one
the
who's
point of
telling
you trying
me
it? You're
that
doing
you
it
want
and
your
we're-
life to get better, that you want changes. He basically turned around and said, "You're cheating me out of time with my son." And yet he doesn't seem to be concerned about cheated out of time with his daughter. What is that saying to that little girl?
But Sasha wants her dad to stick to the new rule.
I feel at the moment just upset because my dad's spending more time with Max than me. Read that.
To Daddy, I feel upset. Please could you spend more time with me than letting Max get all the attention. I hardly get to see you because you are always with Max all the time. I love you so much. Didn't know she actually felt that way. I thought she was okay with it. So I have to try and put it right. Okay. Tick-a-boo. I wish you'd said this a year ago or a few months ago. But it's not because I don't want to, it's not because I don't love you, because I do love you. All right? But now that you've told me, we'll do something about it. All right? It's like how could I have been that blind to not see all these things, you know, myself? You know, it's like, Dad, where have you been? You've been here, but you haven't really been here. It just means that I've been failing for many years as a father.
On the Isle of Lewis, Jane's determined to press ahead with her changes. The boys are having their first ever sleepover, complete with junk food. But the kids' party isn't the only change in the house.
Hey, hip and happening Bill now.
Oh,
Dad,
Bill.
go on! Oh, yes, there is.
Put on punk clothes and do a funky dance.
You want to put on what? What?
Punk. Oh, pink.
There you go.
Oh, lovely, a pink shawl. And what's funky?
I think my dad's learning to chill out, but I think he was having as much fun as we would usually have.
Who's next? No, you can't touch it with your hands.
I'm very impressed. I think you did really well today. Completely gobsmacked, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm not quite the old boring fight you first
Not
thought
quite
then.
past it yet. I enjoyed it. I think that's going to be a really good insight for when I go back to my little boy. Because I don't really do boy stuff.
No.
Never have.
No.
I think being with the boys this past few days, or you know, and since I've been here, has really helped for when I go back. I think he'll be really impressed.
It's the final day of the swap. Tomorrow the couples will be reunited, and Martin's worried about going back to his old life.
My Jane does, she doesn't make any secret of the fact that she believes I can't cook, and she believes that when I do things, I do them wrong. I do get offended by it. It makes me feel inadequate.
I just think it's horrible if your partner makes you feel that way. You're supposed to be a partnership, you're supposed to be a couple, and therefore I would hope that you would support each other. I mean, do you ever tell Jane that she makes you feel inadequate? Do you ever tell her?
Yes, constantly.
But she doesn't.
Sometimes I feel as if it's done just for spite. And then sometimes I think, well, maybe she genuinely believes that I'm inadequate, you know? And if that is the case, why am I here? You know, I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm not respected and I'm not valued.
It's about time that he stood up and said, actually, no, I don't deserve to be treated like this. I am a decent person, I have values within my home, and I want them here.
While Martin's at work, Jane's determined to show him how she thinks family life should be.
Right, we're going to make some cakes.
Oh, yeah!
I think my routine will give them some time, that it will make things a little less chaotic, and I think it will give the children some boundaries and consistency. Well done, Sash.
On the Isle of Lewis, Bill's faced with the prospect of having a party of his own.
It should be a good night, you think? It's all right for you. You're a party animal.
Inside?
I'm going to be cowering at the door.
Yes. Just get involved. Be yourself and don't be an ornament.
But I am an ornament.
But you're not.
OK. I'll give
You're
it
a human being.
I'll give it a good shot.
I'm hoping that from being here and being this girly pink thing alien that's just landed on their doorstep, that they've kind of learnt how to have more fun. And I'm hoping that the kids can also express themselves more when I've gone, and that he'll listen to their opinion more.
Beacon boy.
Cool.
Hiya.
When Martin gets home, it's all happy family.
Do you want to go straight in the dining room?
Great.
And I'll dish up.
Thanks, Ash. I was pleasantly surprised to find that not only was the meal cooked, but the kids helped do it and enjoyed it.
All time made for you.
Oh, wow!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, they are
7,
smart.
8. These all made a mouthful. 8 there.
How cool is that?
Because these
That
are
is
the really
amazing.
special ones. That's your cup of tea, Daddy, made by Sasha.
Well, thank you very much.
Right, Max, tell Daddy what this one says.
That's Max's one. I love you so much.
And then Sasha's says...
I love you, Dad.
Ah, thanks. It was really nice, you know, as soon as I walked in the door, for Max to be all hyperactive for all the right reasons, and Sasha all being so excited that they'd done something that they knew I'd be proud of. Thank you, Jane, for helping with
sit
this.
down nice. You're
We're all
welcome.
going to eat them together.
She's obviously making a big effort and wants to try and, I suppose, show me a different way I honestly didn't realise how bad it had got. You know, well, I don't think we not neglected the kids, but we didn't pay the attention that maybe we should have done. You know, and it's certainly opened my eyes.
In the Brien house, the party's in full swing, and so is Bill.
Spin! Fantastic. A toast is to pinkness.
Oh, yes! We so want to taste that. Go on, let's taste. Let's taste.
A
I'm
toast
so
to
excited.
pinkness.
Okay, toast to pinkness. I'm so excited. Go on, let's
And
taste.
long may it be here.
Long may it be pink.
It's the end of the swap and time for the wives to return to their own families.
I want to go back and be able to play with my little boy differently. I think he's going to enjoy that when I get back. I think that'd be good. That'd be good for him.
I think when I do go back, it'll be nice to make more effort to socialise.
A really big cuddle.
I'll miss you.
See you later. See ya.
Oh, I missed you so much. Oh, I'm sitting there like an excited little schoolgirl.
Before they go home, the couples have agreed to meet to discuss the experience.
My impressions of your house, it was just like hell on earth, to be honest. It was chaotic, there was mess everywhere, the kids were climbing the walls, Martin had no control over everything. When was the last time you pulled your sofa out and cleaned behind
We had
it?
a party just before we left.
Oh, rubbish. Your whole life is
rubbish.
a party. Your whole
Yeah,
life is a party.
Our whole life is having fun.
Yeah, but at what cost, though?
What do you mean, what cost? We have fun.
You have fun. Are your children having fun?
Children have fun too.
Drinking alcohol at the age of 9, helping
Children have
themselves
fun.
to it from the fridge. Don't think your daughter needs makeup either, or to dress like a tart.
Well, no, if I look
Do you know what it was like? It was like going into Austin Powers with little mini-me's, with children with no individual
Have you
identities.
seen yourself in the mirror? I think you really need it. Jacob hates the island. They much prefer that they could do things with their friends instead of spending time on the moors, which is what all you do every weekend. And they prefer having like snacks every now and then as well. They prefer to be given the choice to have a bar of chocolate or fruit rammed down their throats after dinner. I don't know why you keep trying to force it.
Because I want my kids to live a long time. I don't want them to be unhealthy.
Kids aren't unhealthy. They were so ecstatic to be having a takeaway.
Oh, we do have takeaways. We just don't have them every night of the week because we're too bloody lazy to cook.
I think the reason that you personally have moved off the mainland and onto a remote island or whatever, is because you have problem interacting with people.
We have become somewhat isolated within ourselves. We find it difficult, but I think from this we do need to step out a little bit, and if it means we get squashed or hurt or just we can't be bothered with it, we still need to make the effort.
I agree, but I still wouldn't swap my life for yours in a million years. Basically, I think just Martin's just without a backbone. He's been able to stand up to me this week and tell me what he wants, but he doesn't seem to have the backbone to stand up to you, and it's time he did. You need to actually face her and be honest and say what you want to say. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your relationship.
I don't feel as if I'm part of the whole picture, if you like. It's like I'm living in your world and I'm trying to sort of become part of it.
Yeah, that's because ours was sorted out.
I know it was established before I got there, kind of thing. But I just think you could let go a little bit more and give me a little bit more respect, a little bit more control. You do tend to pick up on the negatives, and when you pick up on them, you basically force me to feel sorry for myself and think I'm pathetic and I'm no good. And I'm not pathetic.
Obviously, you need to negotiate more on, listen more on before shouting and stuff like that. So that's all I'm going to change, really. So.
Do you want us to work?
I just said I'm going to give it a go, and I want it to work. But
I'm going to give it a go.
I want it to work. It's not over it.
Goodness. It looks like Christmas. Hiya! Mwah, I love you. Oh, miss you. Hi. I wouldn't even have this at Christmas because it's just cheap, nasty tat and it's horrible. Oh my goodness, she's given my dog pink bed.
She moved all the wine and that lot. She took all my wicked out.
Chucked it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't poison your friends with this rubbish.
In the weeks since the swap, things have changed for both families. In Burnley, Jane decided that she would have to change if she wanted to save their relationship.
I'm not as controlling as I was, I don't think. I think I've stopped being quite as bossy.
She does ask my opinion on a lot of things that she didn't used to ask my opinion on, and things that I'm completely against. She is kind of compromising a bit more. That's better.
He can do things, I just haven't given him a chance to do it. You know, now I'm giving him a chance to actually show what he can do.
But they've also changed the way they parent, and Jane is spending a lot more time with her son.
Since being back with Max, I've been able to talk to him better and know what sort of things he would like to do. We are kind of getting there. I think it'll take time. I don't think it's like an overnight thing.
And Sasha's getting the time she wanted with her dad.
I'm more conscious of the fact that I didn't show her enough attention. I am doing that now, and it's much nicer. The whole relationship's nicer.
When I spend more time with my dad, it's funnier because he always tells jokes and they're always funny.
Jane and Martin are even talking about getting married.
We are getting on a lot better. You know, wedding proposals and marriage and stuff, you know, it's all coming along.
How much? On the Isle of Lewis, Jane and Bill are socialising more.
The nice neighbours.
I think I might have learned a little bit about not being so isolated. I've certainly been a little bit more confident since I came back.
And sweets and fizzy drinks aren't completely forbidden, although treats are still rationed.
There's some fresh raspberries on the table, look, that I bought this morning. We still don't have snacks on a routine basis. I'll buy them in if they're having a sleepover.
You can have half a bag of crisps. Half a bag here. And then you can have 8,000 pieces of fruit.
The boys think that Bill's a bit more up to date than he was.
He's trying to be more with the times than stuck in the 70s and 80s.
And Bill's trying his best to listen to his sons more.
I think that they possibly feel freer to be able to say what they're thinking and say what they're feeling, rather than it being clubbed together in freedom of expression where they can say anything at any time.
Yeah, Dad has got better not talking over us.
Yeah, really.
About by that much.
Most of the pink things have been removed from the house, although some traces remain.
The dogs have still got their pink blankets on there, but the dogs can't see in colour anyway.
Hand on heart, I would probably say there is a little bit of pinkness there in the way that I'm dealing with the children. A softer approach, a more approachable me, you know. Bill, who's prepared to have a laugh slightly longer than he probably would have done in the past.